Wonderful and beautiful little lovelies out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delish. And that life is treating you most deliciously. So, what's the time, Mr. Wolsey? It's 5 to 8 p.m. Okay, my delicious babies, on the 18th of August 2026. Now, then, I wasn't going to do another video, but there we are. I've decided to. Something has just, I don't know, something's coming to my noddle. So, what it is, my delicious babies, I hope that we're feeling the love. We continue to feel the love, my little honey bunnies. Now, then, so first of all, because I've got no videos this evening for you, okay. However, I want to draw something. Okay, so I'm going to make a start. So that's how he looks right now. Remember the other day, my delicious babies, remember the other day. Might even put that there. And might even do that. So now we're going to go on to that. Okay, my delicious babies. Now then, so I need to draw something, so I'm going to show you. Takes me back, to when I was doing my interior design. I chose, when I chose who I was going to do, I chose Laura Ashley, because we had to research, and what we had to do was research, like somebody from the interior design sector. That was back in 2000, there we are, and 10. Okay, my delicious baby. So, just doing it now. Okay, my delicious babies, and so, and you had to draw. See, part of the course was that you had to draw, so I'm going so far now, can you see? So what I had to do is I had to draw, like, what I felt at that time, 2010, and I had to draw, something, that, there we are, that took me on, that I spotted. And for some unknown reason, I chose to draw this. Like I say, there we are, I'm going back, 2010. So, I'm trying to remember now exactly how it went. When I was at school, my delicious babies, I never really liked art, I always remember, because I used to go to a girls' school. It used to be an ex-grammar school. And, and by the time I got there, and our other little lovelies now, they're not in that way, they took the swimming pool out. Look at that, my delicious babies, look at that. Now then, my delicious babies, so yeah, it doesn't matter because we still had the field, we still had the tennis courts, we still had all of that, my delicious babies, and just over the back was the boys' school. Okay, so what was the idea, my delicious babies? What was the idea? Well, the idea is that if you had girls in girls' schools, which is what my dad did, he said then you would only be concentrating on your work. You wouldn't be concentrating on boys. Okay, my little babies. So our school was here, their school was there. Yeah. Well, to be quite honest with you, my little babies, I wasn't even interested in boys anyway, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not gay or anything. Anyway, I've got nothing against anyone who's gay. I'm just saying I'm not. But we both used to share the same field. So even though you had the girls' school and you had the boys' school, but we all shared the same field. Do you see what I mean, Martin, little babies? Yes. Mm, I remember those days. Yeah. Those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end. You know what I mean, Martin, little babies? And you usually quite often find that in a, you know, I don't know, girls or boys' schools, you know what I mean? You usually find, teachers who are, um, shall we say, you know, maybe there we are, maybe they swing the other way, you know what I mean? But I'm not saying that, at the end of the day that, there's anything wrong with anybody being gay. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying that they'd stick out like a sore thumb. There we are. You know what I mean, Martlish babies, yes. Anyway, I'm nearly finished with this. It's not quite the same, Martlish babies, but there we are. But we're getting there. We're getting there. When I look at the original one I did, because I was going by the photograph, the picture. I was going by the picture when I was drawing, so I had something to go on. This here, I'm using my own noddle. So, could we say now then that right. Oh, beautiful little family. Not long moved on the road. Martin, little babies. They're just so beautiful. He is really chilled, and well, they both are really. But obviously, well, it's not obvious to you, Martin, little babies, but it's obvious to myself. So do forgive me. But they just had a new little baby. He's about 4 month old now, and they like to go and take a walk around the lake and everything, you know what I mean? So little baby is used to peace and calm, you know what I mean? If we look at some in the world, very sadly, they do not get that opportunity, do they? Martin babies. Anyway, let me just get back to the matter in hand. So if we look at this, what I've just drawn, Martin babies, of course, it's not the original, because the original, there we are, gave me a pass. There we are. You know what I mean? Mards, little babies, yes. Because I actually did a really good job on that one. Made sure I got all the detail. You know what I mean? Never mind, never mind. But maybe if we add a few little things to this now then. So say, for example, if I was to add this. I don't know. Decisions. Which way I was going to go this evening. There we are. Decisions. With how I was going to draw it this evening, which way I was going to go, my delicious babies. And then maybe you could have a bit of a footstool. Maybe you could have a little bit of a footstool. And maybe let's add something else. Should we add something else to the drawing, my delicious babies? Let's add let's do a cloud. Okay. Okay. What about this, Mardelistic babies? I'll read it out to you with the little bubble, the little cloud. Shall I or shan't I? I've spelt shan't as in I'm spelling it as I'm saying it. SHARNT, shan't I. And then there you've got like a couple of little teeth. Lots of little robbing little bees in the world, isn't there, Martin? Babies, yeah. So, excuse myself. She rocks in a treetop all day long, rocking and a bopping and a singing a song. All little birds up in a tree, rocking go Robbie, go tweet, 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 rocking Robbie, rocking Robbie. Go rocking Robin, cause we're really gonna rock tonight. Woo! Tweedledee. All comes to the same, doesn't it, Martin? Look, babies, you know. Imagine the dentist chair when me myself personally, I um actually, to be fair, let's just go and put my book over there, you know, because I need to keep my drawing, you know what I mean? You know, that's meant to be you know, where you put your legs. But there's always something at the end, isn't there, Martin? Babies, yes. And then, of course, you know, we can also look at that as an office chair, couldn't we, Martin? Babies, anyway, like I said. You needed to look at, there we are, my original drawing. I may be able to find it for you one day, okay? So you can see the original that give me, there we are, a pass. Okay, my delicious babies, it's very different. Well, it isn't. Okay, my delicious babies, but the fact of the matter is that, yeah, it looks like an office chair. So if you really imagine it, my delicious babies, and you really look at it for what it really is, so really, does ones or does, I don't know, swing two way headlights. Is it BMW, is it? The fact of the matter is, Martin, babies, is that if you imagine going, yeah, it is a BM, going to the dentist, Martin, babies, and you know, you sat in that chair, it feels, there we are, like hours. You've got all of these artificial lights around you, and then you've got this woman who, I don't know, she's a manageress or she owns it, or you got the man who owns it is a manager, and they've got these perfect teeth, but when they've got these sharp objects inside, they're just digging, 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 digging. It's almost as if they're looking for more problem, isn't it? You know what I mean? Just like working in an office, you've got all of these bright lights, mogwai, mogwai. What was that? The Gremlins, wasn't it, Martin Little Babies? Yes. Oh, sorry, that's Chanel, isn't it? Is it Chanel? They had two C's, didn't they, Martin Little Babies? Yes. And of course, they sit under this artificial light and they sit on their little swing. There we are, on their little swingy chairs, as you do, you know, because it's good to be good, isn't it, Martin Little Babies? You know, you clock in for 9 o'clock a.m. and you clock out for 5 p.m. Do you know what I mean? You're a good one, ain't you? Just like the dentistry. So they have a time, when, they open their doors, when they're going to be, just imagining how much ka-ching, ching, 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 ching they're going to be making on that day, just like offices. Ka-ching, ching, 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 ching. Do you see what I mean? Well, actually, looking at it now, I mean, there's many who are having their jobs taken on to their mad little babies, you know what I mean? So they're not needing hired help anymore. So they say, so they say. But, going back to the old dentistry now, I remember mad little babies. I used to go to a dentist regularly when I was young because my dear dad, bless him, you know, always made sure, being next army man, that you go to the dentist and all that, you know what I mean, Martin, little babies, okay. But the fact of the matter is that I looked at myself, thought, you know what, I thought I haven't got a problem with flipping teeth. I brush them 3 times a day. Brush your teeth, brush your teeth. You know what I mean, Martin, little babies, yes. Thought I ain't got a problem. Until I had a problem with my wisdom tooth. How old was I then? I think it was about 22. Okay, Martin, little babies, I never had a problem at all. As soon as I went to the flipping dentist now then, and I wouldn't mind, but it was classed as a posh area, my delicious babies, you know what I mean? So I checked myself in, it's just like a hotel, isn't it? You know what I mean? You can book yourself in. You know the drill. You know what I mean? My delicious babies, yes. But that never really went that well, did it, my delicious babies? I came out in severe pain. I paid, how much did I pay for that? I think I paid about 50 or 60 ka-ching. By the way, that's not coding, comes to 11. Okay, Martish babies, and I thought, okay, for all of your trouble, I've ended up with a flipping, really sore flipping mouth. You know what I mean? Anyway, put me well off. So, the next time I went to a dentist, of course, before that, Martish babies, I never had a problem at all. Everybody used to say to myself, no jokes, swear down, when I was in jewellery and everything. So, flip me, your teeth are so white. I says, yes, because I do not go to the dentist. You know what I mean? Okay? Anyway, fast forward. So then I got pregnant, so I was expecting my first daughter, because I have 2 daughters. Anybody who's been so very kind enough to listen to my videos, you will already know this, my delicious babies, okay? So thank you, for being so very kind and, continuing to listen to myself. Anyway, all of a sudden, sorry, excuse me, bit of a frog in my throat, must be something going on in France, yes. So I found myself where I had something else growing, but I was also pregnant at the same time, so it meant that I couldn't take any medication of any sorts. So they said that when your wisdom tooth comes out, that and they showed me my wisdom tooth. Let me tell you, it was this flipping long, man. It was flipping long, right? I thought, flip me, how's that come out of my body? But it did. And I never seen any like cuts on it, like where there could have been something left, to grow another from the root. I never took the tooth with me. I should have took the tooth, shouldn't I, my babies, you know what I mean? There we are. Probably would have saved myself a fortune in the future. You know what I mean, my babies, yes. But then this wisdom tooth started to, when I was expecting my eldest daughter, started to, I tell you what, the flipping pain I was in was unreal. And they say to you, don't they, Martish babies, they say that when you're pregnant or when you're expecting, what's the things that they say? Do not eat fish. That's the first thing that they say, Martish babies. Well, let me tell you, did they say that to dear young women now, dear young ladies, decades and decades ago? No, 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 no. Because what they used to do, there we are, is giving as much fish as what they could, you know, not just to do with the pharmaceutical industry, but the fact of the matter is, it seemed to be rather opposite, didn't it, Martish babies? Yes. So all I could have was like probably half an aspirin or something like that. It was just to kill the pain. Just drop it in a bit of orange juice. The pain was flipping excruciating. I mean, you imagine little tiny babies, bless their beautiful, dear little souls, and imagine them when they're teething. I mean, I know with my two little daughters now, my little babies, when they were little babies, what I used to do, I used to get a teething ring and, you know, already had water, just put it in the freezer so that, you know, because they'd be dribbling, they'd be, you know, in a lot of pain. Imagine that pain, all of those teeth coming through. It's very painful, especially the first one. But you know, the ones, the little babies who are born with teeth, well, that's another. There we are. That's another matter, isn't it, Martish babies? When you're born with teeth, hmm. We could say two way. There we are, two way about that. Okay, Martish. But I do believe I've only ever known one little baby being born with teeth when they were born. Only one. Okay, Martish babies. I've never known any others. But you imagine that pain having to push through the gums. Okay, so that's what I used to do with my little bands. But you know, my eldest used to have Woodward's teething gel. It was brilliant. That was, you know what I mean. It was fantastic. But of course, by the time my second daughter come and you know my last little daughter, well, it was Bonjela. It was nothing like Woodward's at all. You know what I mean. Martish babies, yes. So you got two different year, and you got two different types of products. You know what I mean? But when they were teething, like I said, just bang it in the freezer, take it out. It's called a teething ring. And then, you know, just to soothe their gums, just let them, and they'd be gnawing on the, do you know what I mean? Because, of course, it's all plastic, isn't it, Martish babies? Yeah. So imagine being an adult. So if that's as how bad it is for, there we are, a little baby, imagine what it's like for a flipping adult. And this was flipping lethal coming through. I still got a gap now in my mouth, marginally flayed, because when the second one came through, the first one, it was in line with the rest of my teeth. But when the second one come through, there's a slight gap. So I can stick me tongue through the gap. You know what I mean? But it's there. So what's the point I'm making, Martish babies? So, you know, when you think you got rid of one, another one fucking grows back, you know what I mean, Martish babies, yes? And apparently, the wisdom tusk's never supposed to grow back, so for anybody out there, Martish babies, maybe you've had the same experience. Anyway, Martish babies, I feel that that's all that I need to say, but never mind, never mind. This one's solid. It's not going nowhere. You know what I mean? Because, you know, sometimes you have to get rid of the first one, don't you? But then when the second one come back, it stays. And what I'm saying to you is, my delicious little babies, okay, is that for you and I out here, there we are, we're staying, you know what I mean? So it may be very difficult right now, you know what I mean? for a lot of mankind. Got a very itchy nose, you know, very itchy nose. My word. Oh, God, so itchy. It may be difficult right now, Mad, babies, yes, but it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Because just like myself, you know, once it cut through, that was it. Okay, my delicious babies, so whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. May your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families, may you all be fully protected. And how I love you so. Okay? But yes, you know, sometimes ones may just feel that I just go on and on. I just keep on trying. Yeah, and I smile when I feel like crying. On and on, on and on, on and on. You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter because one way or another, there we are, we always get there. And if ones do feel that I'm just talking a crock of sharp, well, please be very sure now then and be very good for those who feel that way. There we are, to listen very good to what I've just said all the way throughout my video. Okay, my delicious little babies, so please take care of yourselves now. Please try to take care of others. Send in lots of protection to our little lovelies out there. Some, there we are, in the alternative media. I will not, I'll exclude them, shall we say, my delicious little babies. Their services are not required, they're just a crock of shart. Okay, because there we are, they're playing a game that really ones, at the end of the day, we're not liking. Okay, so leave them where they are. You know, when they're asking grok, when they, you know, with all this AI shit, just leave them. There we are, leave them. Because some are rather dumb, and some others do have them, and for others, they're getting paid. Ching, 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 we're in the money, we're in the money, you know what I mean? Mad delicious babies, yeah. So just leave them to it. Let them rock and roll on, Tommy. Oh, by the way, I was listening to a video earlier, Marge's just babies, just before I go. And what was it? I think this must have been about nearly 30 years ago now. 30, that's not coding. And what was it called? What the uploader was talking about. I'll have to write it down because I've kept it on my save videos and I'll so you can listen. But it's called rotten.com. Apparently, was there a problem in 2012 with that? Then in 2017 they scurried away. Rotten.com, I'll spell it for you. ROTTON.com. COM. That's not me being sarcastic, my delicious babies. I was just spelling it. Okay, my delicious babies, but it was interesting to look at the comments and they said, oh yes, I forgot all about it. Anyway, but once you see, you couldn't unsee. Lot of let's just say putrid. You know, it's a bit like and there was another one called Marvel. That was it, and it was called Marvel, but you get one L or you get two L's. Of course, that would lead you back to rotten.com. You know, because if somebody only put in one L, then I'm pretty sure it'd be Marvel, but you put in two L's, it'll lead you to rotten.com. You know what I mean, Martish babies? I'll have to explain more on my next video. Okay, so you just take care now then, okay? And if it's morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are, please have a beautiful time, my little beautifuls, okay? How I love you so. I know it sounds like I talk in riddles sometimes, but then again, sometimes there we are, riddles, honky-dory, tickety-boo. I'm going to have a glass of my, I'm flipping, it's like an addiction. I mean, I'm not going to go that far, but it, you know, just you know, speaking. I love this flipping sparkling water, you know. The one that I'm drinking at the moment is Highland Spring. You know me, Highlands. Okay, my delicious babies, so you just take care now then. Please continue to feel love, my little honey buddies. Love you. Take care. Thank you once again for listening, for any likes, for any views, the occasional comments. Take care now. Goodbye.